Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. The Honorable Mr. Bahar Amal and all my esteemed colleagues whom I respect. It is a great honor for me to stand before you today. Allow me to introduce myself. I am Diamatia Pratiwi. Today I will be presenting about a significant infrastructure endeavor, which is part of our English language course a segment. I am very excited to share insight into a truly remarkable engineering achievement, the Gotthard Base Tunnel. To begin, let's establish what the Gotthard Base Tunnel, or GBT, actually is. Simply put, it holds the impressive title of being the world's longest and the first railway tunnel. It's nestled right in the heart of the Swiss Alps, a region known for its challenging terrain. The GBT is not a standalone project. It is a critical part of a longer initiative called the New Rhine-Alpine Transversal, or NEAT, which aims to modernize and improve Rhine links across the Alps. Let's look at the specific of its name and location. The full name is the Gotthard Base Tunnel, named after the historic Gotthard Pass and massif it traverses. Geographically, it's located in Switzerland, cutting directly through the Saint Gotthard Massif. On the map, you can see its northern portal in Erzfeld in the canton of Uri and its southern portal in Bodio in the canton of Ticino. This connection is not just local. It forms a strategically vital link, serving as a direct artery for transport between Northern and Southern Europe. The primary purpose of the GBT was to create a railway link that is not only faster but also significantly better and more efficient through the Alps. Before the GBT, trains had to navigate steep gradients and winding tracks over the Gotthard Pass. The new base tunnel, built at a much lower elevation, drastically reduce travel times for passenger trains. For example, the journey from Zurich to Milan is now considerably shorter. Crucially, its flat gradient means heavy freight trains can pass through without needing additional locomotives to push them up steps inclines, making rail transport much more economical and efficient. Beyond just speed, the GBT plays a massive role in increasing freight capacity by providing an efficient railroad. It encourages a shift of goods transport from congested roads to railways. This brings significant environmental benefits. Rail transport is inherently more sustainable than road transport, leading to reduced CO2 emission, less noise pollution, and less wear and tear on the delicate Alpine road networks. It's a key step towards a greener transport future for Europe. From an economic perspective, the GPT significantly enhances trade and connectivity, particularly between Switzerland, Germany, and Italy. It streamlines the moment it streamlines the movement of goods and people, fostering economic growth across these regions. And of course, on a greater scale, the Gotthard-based tunnel stands as a monumental achievement in civil engineering. It was it pushed the boundaries of what was thought possible in tunnel construction, showcasing incredible technological innovation and human perseverance. Now let's dive into some fascinating technical specification. The sheer scale of the GPT is astounding. At 57.09 kilometers or about 35.5 miles, it is the world's longest railway tunnel. But it's not just long, it's also incredible deep, reaching depths of up to 100 up to 200 300 meters or 7,500 feet below the surface of the mountains, making it the world differs. The design is a twin tube tunnel, meaning it consists of two separate parallel tunnels, each carrying a single railway track. This design enhances safety and operational efficiency. The extremely flat gradient, with a maximum of only 0.7%, is a key design feature that allows for high speed and heavy freight transport. For safety and maintenance, the two parallel tunnels are connected by cross passage every 325 meters. The construction involved excavating an astonishing 28 million tons of rock. The tunnel's interior is primarily lined with prefabricated concrete segments, which were broken installed. Given the immense geological pressure at such depths, special high-stretch concrete was crucial for the structural integrity of the tunnel. The construction of the Gotthard Base Tunnel was a monumental undertaking spanning approximately 17 years from its start in 1999 to its full commercial operation in 2016. Key milestones included the breakthrough in 2010 when the two main sections of the tunnel met, and its official opening in June 2016. The entire process involved several main stages, extensive planning, and geological surveys, the construction of crucial access tunnel, the primary excavation, and finally the installation of the tunnel lining and necessary railway infrastructure. One of the biggest challenge was the tunnel's immense length. To overcome this, engineers adopted an innovative multi-point excavation strategy. Instead of just digging from the two ends, they created several intermediate access points such as Serdun, Faido, and Amstead. This point involved digging vertical shafts and additional access tunnels deep into the mountain. This allowed for simultaneous excavation from 5 different locations, dramatically speeding up the overall construction time and making the project feasible within a reasonable time frame. The excavation itself primarily relied on two methods. For about 80% of the tunnels lay massive tunnel boring marshes were employed. These incredible machines, some up to 400 meters long, efficiently drilled through stable rock. However, for the remaining 20%, especially in areas with complex or fractured geological conditions, conventional drilling and blasting techniques were necessary. This hybrid approach allowed engineers to adapt to the varied and challenging rock formation encountered depth within the Alps. Building through the Alps came with significant challenge. The geological complexity was immense, with engineers encountering everything from extremely hard, solid granite to fractured, unstable, and even water-breathing rock zones. This demanded constant adaptation of excavation methods. Another major hurdle was the high temperature depths inside the mountain, which could reach up to 50 degrees Celsius due to geothermal heat. Sophisticated cooling systems were absolutely essential to ensure the safety and productivity of the thousands of workers, as well as the proper functioning of equipment. Water ingress was another persistent challenge, with massive amount of groundwater flowing into the tunnel. requiring continuous pumping and treatment. The sheer logistics of the project were staggering, moving 28 million tons of excavated rock out of the mountain and bringing in all the necessary construction supplies to the remote sites. Above all, safety was paramount. Despite rigorous protocols, the inherent risks of such a large-scale underground project sadly led to the loss of 9 workers' lives, a stark reminder of the human cost of such ambitious undertakings. A project of this magnitude required collaboration from numerous stakeholders. The primary client and owner was Elb Transit Gotthard AG, a subsidiary of the Swiss Federal Railways. The Swiss Federal government provided the vast majority of the funding and crucial political support. The actual construction was carried out by various consortia of international construction companies such as RG Transtech Gotthard and Consortio TAT. Additionally, a multitude of specialist engineering and consulting firms were involved, providing expertise in tunnel design, geology, and railway system. This truly was a collaborative effort of a grand scale. The Gotthard-based tunnel has significant positive environmental impact by shifting a substantial amount of freight traffic from roads to rail. It helps alleviate chronic congestion on the narrow and winding Alpen roads. This shift also leads to lower greenhouse gas emission as rail transport is generally more energy efficient per ton kilometer. Ultimately, by centralizing traffic in the tunnel, it helps protect the sensitive ecosystem of the Alp region from the adverse effect of road transport. From a social perspective, the project brought considerable benefits. During its long construction phase, it significantly boosted local economies by creating thousands of jobs for engineers, construction workers, and support staff. Post-completion, it has vastly improved mobility for both residents and tourists, making travel across the Alps faster and more convenient. This enhanced connectivity can also lead to new opportunities for regional development. However, it's important to acknowledge the negative impact and challenge faced. The disposal of 28 million tons of excavated rock was a massive undertaking requiring careful planning to minimize environmental harm. Managing the extensive water ingress and the treatment of groundwater was also a continuous challenge. As mentioned, the inherent dangers of tunneling at such depth tragically results in the loss of 9 workers' lives. Additionally, local communities experience temporary. Now, I like to share my personal opinion and consolation. For me, the Gotthard Base Tunnel is an undeniable testament to human ingenuity. It showcases how, with advanced engineering and unwavering determination, we can overcome even the most immense natural barriers. This is truly a future-oriented feat of infrastructure, embodying a strong commitment to sustainable transport and delivering long-term economic benefits not just for Switzerland but for all of Europe. The project's success, despite facing significant technical and logistical challenge, is nothing short of impressive and inspiring. Furthermore, the Gotthard Base Tunnel offers invaluable lessons for future large-scale infrastructure projects, particularly those in complex geological environments. It demonstrates the importance of meticulous planning, innovative techniques, and robust safety measures. More than just a tunnel, it stands as a powerful symbol of international cooperation, a commitment to environmental conscience through sustainable transport, and a grand vision for efficient, integrated mobility across a continent. Its legacy will undoubtedly continue to shape how we approach infrastructure development for generations to come. This concludes my presentation. I sincerely apologize for any shortcomings or mistakes. Thank you so much. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.